Hello, my sewing friends. Thought I would share with you my September makes. I had a pretty good sewing month for September. I will say that the theme of September sewing for me was fold over elastic, which I have become totally obsessed with. So let me get started and show you what I made. I'll start out with Butterick 5954. This is a little tank top, and I made view A, except that I adapted it. Butterick was on sale at Joann's. At the time, I had to get a Butterick pattern. I wanted a top to wear on the plane on my trip that I took. And okay, a couple of things happened here. First of all, this is, it states that it's for knits, and I used a woven window pane rayon blend, which was not the ideal fabric. And this thing, the way it's cut, the side seams flare out, and then there's a center back seam that you would assume is straight up and down, like, you know, vertical. It's not, it's curved. So you get all that fullness at the bottom. So I wanted a flounce on the bottom. I wanted a tunic with a flounce. I wanted it coral, and I wanted to wear my turquoise necklace with it. I know this is all ridiculous, but I had all these requirements. So I got the rayon, got it home, cut it out, put the flounce on, and what a disaster. It called for bias binding around the neck hole, or the neckline and the armholes. And that didn't work because it ended up that they were too wide and they kind of puckered, and so I folded them over again, and then they were too thick, and I just, you know, I tried to pull some of the fullness out, leaving the ruffle on, and it was a nightmare. It just turned out terribly. So I put it aside, bought a top, and went on my trip, and yeah, came back, and I thought, all right, let's do something with this top because I don't want this to be a total fail. So I took off the flounce, took out the side seams, took out the center back seam, redrew them all so that they were much more straight and not quite so full, because there's a lot of fullness to it anyway. Used fold over elastic for the neckline and the armholes, and put the flounce back on. Worked great. This is the perfect little top to put on and go run errands, you know, on a summer day. The only thing that I don't like about it is that I feel like the shoulder seams are kind of wide. But beyond that, with the adjustments that I made, it turned out really cute. I like view C or view D, but I'm not convinced that I would ever make this pattern again because of all the trouble I had with it. So yeah, once again, that is Butterick 5954. Butterick 6458 is just a little activewear top, and this was really cute. I made view D, but I didn't, well, kind of. I combined view A, well, I made view A, which is this one, but I left the sleeves off, so I made it a tank top. Well, I got it on. Let me preface this by saying I checked the finished bust measurement, finished waist measurement, and I checked, thought I had it right, and I got it on, and I thought, oh my gosh, no, this is way too tight. I made it out of a cotton spandex that's just a generic fabric. I think I picked up at Walmart because I wanted to have it around for when I wanted to make a white top or a t-shirt, something like that. So I have a fair amount of it. So when it was too tight, I went back and recut the bottom bodice, and I made the pleated version. So I ended up making essentially view B, but all one color. And fold over elastic, which worked great. And I think this is a great little top. I mean, it's the perfect thing to throw on over a pair of shorts and run around in. It's actually a great top to do yoga in, or any other kind of, you know, like walking or any kind of other kind of thing that you would do like that, athletic things. So I really like it. I like this top a lot. I think it would be fun to do it in a color blocking kind of thing. So I don't know if I'll ever try that, but I do like it a lot. So I'm glad I have the pattern because I have girls that do a lot of yoga. So they might like this too. Once again, Butterick 6458. Simplicity 8954 is a cute little cardigan. I made this view, which is view B, and I made it out of a pink sweater knit that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And I decided to make this for my daughter Mia because she was going to England and the weather is markedly cooler there. And so I didn't get it done in time for her to leave, but I got it done in time for her to wear in September. So the only thing about this pattern that I would change in the future is that it has you take some twill tape and make a little tab and put a buttonhole at the end of it, and you sew that to one side of the front where it overlaps on the underside, and then you put a button on the side seam of the other side so that you button that over, and then the other side ties. And I would make it a true wraparound tie, I think. I think that would give it a little more shape. And but you know what? It's cozy, it's comfy. The hem, piece of cake on that sweater knit, and I was really nervous about that. I thought, oh, I don't know about this, but you know, I just turned it under and stitched it. Honestly, I could have left it raw because it rolled, so it would have been fine that way too. But she loves it. It's very cozy, and she looks fantastic in it. That's a great color for her. So that was Simplicity 8954. New Look 6622. You know, it does. Do I do a video where I don't mention Viv Mom? I don't think I do. I saw this on her channel when she did it for one of her makes this summer, and the thing that struck me about it was this ruffle that goes up the back. It just makes this top. I had some crepe in my stash that I thought would be perfect for this, and it was. Used fold over elastic for the neckline and the armholes, and the only thing I don't like about this pattern is that it's a box. You can tell. Very straight up and down. It does have some bust darts, which I'm not sure you can tell. On this one you can tell, but you can tell. I mean, it's a box, and I can't stand that. So I ended up going in and, you know, giving it a little bit of shape on the side seams. But other than that, oh, cute little top. And the gathering was easy. I did not use a ruffler, even though I have one, but piece of cake. Really cute little top. And again, I think the shoulder seams are kind of wide on it, so I would narrow them. I like about this width of a shoulder seam rather than, you know, all the way out to the edge of my shoulder. So it's the only thing I would change. New Look 6618 is a dress that I liked when I saw this pattern. I did make View B, which is this one. And I made this out of some coral jersey that I got on sale in a remnant at Walmart in the rolled up bins. And I talked about this at length because first of all, it's coral. Second of all, it's slinky jersey. Oh, so beautiful. And it's got that drape, which I love. So I did end up in the end making a couple of changes to this. First of all, I used fold over elastic for, again, the neckline and armholes, but I treated it like bias binding so that I didn't fold it over the top and stitch it. I sewed it and then flipped it to the inside so that I have about 1/4 of an inch of the outer fabric showing on the inside, and then I stitched it down. So I ended up stitching it, I don't know, probably 3/4 of an inch from the edge, and I liked that finish a lot better. It does tend to look a little tiny bit puckery, but that's only because I stretched the elastic a tiny bit as I sewed it in. But the elastic and the stretch of the fabric really went together well because it's a 4-way stretch. The other thing I changed was that I didn't like the way that it pulled in from the side seams. This tie only comes from the side seams in, and on the back it's just plain. Well, I didn't like that really. I thought, okay, it's got a center back seam, so what I'll do is sew the ties, I'll put them in that center back seam and then pull them around. Well, I did that and I didn't like it. And I thought, no, this isn't working. So I put them back in the side seams, but I had already cut them longer to accommodate for putting them in the back. So it works great because I can wrap them in the front, wrap them in the back, and then bring it back around and tie them. And I like that effect you get with the belt. On the neckline, it was fairly high up. So when I redid the ties, I thought, I think I want to recut that neckline. So this does have a keyhole opening in the back, But because this is such a stretchy knit, when I redid the neckline, I thought, I'll just close that up. So I did, and then I had another pattern, and I just redrew the neckline from there. So it's a very soft V. It comes down a little more in the front. Not a true low V-neck, but enough of a V-neck that it's very comfortable. And I love this dress. I love this dress so much. It feels good. It makes you feel pretty when I put it on, you know. So that again is New Look 6618. And lastly, I made a topper for the Joy Viv Topper Challenge. And I had wanted to make this pattern for a while. This is Simplicity 8059. I love this duster. So I made the duster, which is view D, and then the pants, which are view C. And I had this fabric for a long time in my stash. I think I got it maybe, I don't know, almost 10 years ago. And it's a poly crepe, and I thought, that needs the perfect thing. I didn't know what I wanted to use it for. So I ended up using it for the duster, and it worked perfectly. The only thing about this duster, that fabric doesn't lend itself to pushing your sleeves up. If you're gonna do that, you kind of have to work with them and get them up, and they'll stay up. But I think with a knit, it would be easier. But I like this in the crepe, in the woven. But the other thing is that I got it on, and I had done the casing with the elastic in the back to cinch it in, because you can kind of tell on the pattern. It cinches in like that, and I didn't like that. I didn't think it gave it enough shape. So I wanted to pull it in some more, so I worked with it and tried a different, you know, smaller elastic, wider casing, the whole thing. Finally, I just made a big pleat in the back and stitched it, and I thought that's fine. That'll work, it looks fine. So I did that, and I had not made pants for, man, I don't even remember the last time I made pants for myself or for anybody else. So I was iffy on this. I thought, I don't know, but I really paid attention to the measurements, and I kind of looked at that hip measurement because I really wanted to get these right. So I went back to my my master sloper, redrew it again with my current measurements, and I kind of worked with that and worked with the pattern, and they came out beautifully. These are so comfortable. I used it's probably it might be a poly rayon woven. It's got kind of a slub texture to it, and it's a bottom weight fabric. I would not have used it for well, I would probably have used it for maybe a jacket, but certainly a skirt or a pair of pants. And these are perfect. They feel great. I think they match with the duster very nicely. I can just wear a little tank top under it. Perfect. So I'm really happy with this pattern. I was thinking today that I think what I would like to do, I think I would like to make this again, and I would like to do this with some chiffon maybe and a dress under it. I think that would be beautiful. So that again was Simplicity 8059. And that is my September makes. Gotta take a break. I have to tell you that this water, it's called Clear American. You can get it at Walmart. It's just sparkling water. I have become addicted to sparkling water for some reason. I don't know. I like the lemon the best, but they have a pineapple coconut, they have peach, they have orange cream, that's lime. I like them all, but I think I like the lemon the best. So anyway, okay, if you've made any of these patterns, please let me know what you did with it, or if you made any changes, anything like that. Let me know. I love talking to you in comments. I absolutely love it. So anyway, that's it for now for me, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.